anarchy in the streets right now.
Has been injured. There's rioting. You've started throwing rocks at police.
There's an unjust law is no law at all.
Historic St. John's Church set under fire.
God.
Is this a war going on here?
We're really talking about our future. What type of country do we want to be?
Hello, welcome to Holding the Line, America's fight for religious freedom. You know, in our journeys across America to interview people about religious freedom, we were honored to speak to a number of state representatives and senators. These men and women work hard, usually in addition to their regular careers. Representative Bill Chumley is one of those people. He's served as representative in South Carolina since 2011, currently for District 35, which includes Greenville and Spartan counties. I asked him why he got involved in politics and what things he's seen change in America since he was born in 1947.
I guess the main thing is I care about people, and I care about the state of South Carolina. I love the state, and I love our freedom and our way of life. And I have noticed recently, for a long time, it seems like things were changing in a direction that I didn't think was best for the state. And I thought that it was time that we had some citizen legislators, more citizen legislators than we had. And since I'm basically a citizen, I decided to quit complaining and try to do something. When I was young and growing up and in school, public school, we did a Pledge of Allegiance to the flag every morning, and we had a devotion. And when I was in grammar school, and we had, why not? Yeah, I said, why? I mean, you think that things like that would never change, but that was, I think, that was really a good thing for for all of us, really. With it being now where you can't. You can't have anything that looks like a religious ceremony, one or two people or whatever. You can't even have that now. So my question back to you or anybody else is, what's better? Was that better then, or is it better now? We've had the luxury of seeing it both. I have of seeing it both ways. I've had the luxury of seeing school prayer, and religious meetings in school. I've had the luxury of being involved in that, and now I have seen it the other way. And I can tell you firsthand, the old way was the best. That was the best.
Hey, I agree, Bill. That's why he and other state representatives came together in 2017 and 18 to push a bill designed to promote academic freedom for public school teachers so that they could conduct and participate in any student-led prayer and student-organized prayer groups and religious clubs and other similar activities. Of course, the minute he offered that bill, he came under attack. I asked him, what was the response to his bill in his district?
The times that in years past, where you see football teams, for instance, that do well, and after the game, my son played and my grandsons played. And after the games, they would move away from everybody else to have their prayer. But that's just a shame. You need to be able to pray where you are, and I think the school prayer thing to me is to pray where you are, and I think that is very important. One of my co-sponsors on this bill, in his district, had a high school coach. I believe it was a high school coach that had been told not to pray with his students during a game, during practice, or whatever. And he resisted to a point to where I think it was going to require his job if he continued. It's just nonsense, I think, because here's the thing. This is the way I see it, and I've thought about it a lot. If we open this up to prayer in school, it is prayer in school. I am perfectly content to have my family, the kids that go to school, exposed to whatever prayer other people have, because they're grounded in their belief of where they are. But if someone else wants to come in and pray another way, it's a prayer. That's what it is. We want it to be a Christian prayer. That's what we want it to be. But we're opening it up, and that's why this not passing this bill is so absurd, because just do it, pass the bill, and let people pray the way they want to. And if they do that, then I think the overwhelming support and overwhelming prayers will be Christian prayers. Well, as far as how many satanic teachers there are, this might be a really good way to find out.
Many times opponents will threaten Christians with the possibility of other faiths, whether they're real or crackpot, that they would come in and start praying with their kids. The threat works, but 99 times out of 100, it's Christians who answer the call and stay with it, and doing it sincerely and lovingly. Sure, there will be, that one time when a faith will ask to lead the prayer, but why destroy 99 opportunities for that one loss? I asked Bill what inspired him to create this bill.
I go back to Romans 13, verse 3. All right. It says in there, and this is what guides me in what I do in the State House. It says in there, do the right thing. Just do the right thing, and God will commend you for it. That's just what it says. And that's not the entire verse there, but that's the main sentence that jumps out at me. Prayer in school. Is it the right thing to do? Is it the right thing to do? And it is, no question about it. It is. Like I said earlier, I've seen it both ways. I know it's the right thing to do. So for these people who have strong beliefs in Christianity, or slight beliefs, or this could be what they need to make them stronger. This could work. This could work as a ministry, I guess, and I guess that's what scares people sometimes. It doesn't scare me. It makes it a comfort to me, because if we have people who are like our founding fathers were, which I believe were strong Christians, and then that they put all this together for us to work with, but we have people who want and learn to believe a certain way and to get stronger. They've got to hear something. Christianity in itself is the ultimate freedom. What it is you can choose to believe, or you can choose not to believe. That's the freedom. That's it. This is offering you a little more information, a little more data to decide where you want to or not. But the freedom is still the freedom, and I think I would not ever consider trying to coerce anybody or push anybody or do anything to push someone into Christian faith or Christian belief or an acceptance, because that would be a waste of time. It wouldn't work. So what you do is you put it out there, you present it, you present facts. This is what we do in school, is we present facts. That's what it's supposed to be. Christianity is so simple. A child can accept the Lord and be saved. But Christianity is so complex that scholars can study it for centuries. So that's kind of the way this is. It's simple, yet it's not simple. But this is a perfect way. And I believe in this totally. This is what we need to do.
Yes, State Representative Chumley, it's the right thing to do. But it's not the easy thing to do, especially being a Christian and being a government employee. Then being told not to talk about one's faith. The law pushes a separation of church and state, but people want a separation of faith and government service. I asked Bill how he does that.
When I go to work like this, as far as separate my faith from this, I don't check my faith at the door. I don't do that. When I have someone come to me, I have one meeting that I go to that I have this invariably, this one person that comes to me and talks about the Bible being a fairy tale book. It's very offensive to me, but I don't show it to him I still tell him that I don't believe that way. That's okay. This is America. We have this freedom. If you want to believe that way, if that's what you want to believe, that's okay, but you'll never convince me. And so I'll probably never convince you either. But I'm going to represent you. If you come to me next week, this person, and you have a VA issue, being a veteran, if you have a problem getting care, I'll work hard as I can for you. I'll work for you because I represent you. I cannot agree with every single person I represent. I can't. Nobody can. You can't do that. The Bible's presence is as offensive as it is to some people. It's encouraging to me. It's that much encouraging. I do have a Bible on my desk in my office and it's always there. I get comfort from it. Occasionally look at it, have people come in and ask me about it. We have prayer regularly in Columbia, regularly. And we have a prayer before we start session on the floor every morning. We can have it. Why can't schools? So, but the Bible thing, the Bible's been there is a source of inspiration. It absolutely is, and it's very encouraging. It uplifted me. It's a group called Capital Commission, and they give every freshman a really nice Bible. And I was surprised at that too. I was on the floor second or third week of the first year there. They called my name, which is unsettling sometimes in itself, but asked me to come down front, and I went down front, and they gave me this Bible, I can tell you that day is very memorable.
One way we can see change in government is to see more Christians in office, running and winning and serving with integrity. And Bill felt that call. I asked him what he would say to others who may wonder what they could do and serve on the political level.
I would offer this advice. Be very careful what you pray for, because if you pray for God's will, which is what you should do, but you ask for God's will in your life, you'll get it, and you'll be receptive to it. And we've got missionaries. We've got a good friend, a very good friend, that's a missionary in Turkey now with the whole family. And what a calling that was. You have to. He's a whole lot more courageous than I am, to do that. Although this was a courageous move for me, if you know me. But I would say this to people: is you pray if you pray for God's will. You pray for what you want the Lord to do in your life. It's just, and it's not that scary, really. If you'll really get right to it, it may be a little scary to start with, but I'd rather be in God's will doing what He wants me to do than doing what I really love to do otherwise and being out of His will. Because if you do that, then the joy of serving will overshadow the other things. But the very minute that you stand on the soapbox and you say two words and you say, I believe, whatever you say beyond those two words, you're going to have half the people not like you. Probably. Because at that point, then they know you. They know you. So you're just going to have people that are going to disagree with you and disagree with how you did it. And that's okay. It's human nature. I don't mind that. I hope it doesn't sound like I'm bragging, because God doesn't just work with me. I'm not special. I'm not special at all. I'm just a person. But He will do for every person what He did for me. He'll do the same thing, because He's a big, powerful, mighty God. And He knows what's going on. And all you got to do is be, the only thing we have to do, and the only thing we provide, I think, in life is obedience. That's pretty much it. God can do everything else. He'll provide everything else for us: strength, courage, wisdom, all these things. But the obedience thing, we got to do it.
Thank you, Bill. He managed to not only talk about prayer, but give us an in-depth Bible study into obedience, serving God, and holding the line in everything we do. Wonderful words. State Representative Chumley's prayer bill unfortunately did not pass, but he's still in office, obediently serving God and being who God called Bill to be. And the fight continues, and you need to be informed. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And like this video to see more content coming your way. You can also read my book, Holding the Line, America's Fight for Religious Freedom, available on Amazon. Thanks for joining me. Keep holding the line.